Hey y'all, this is Jessica with Bless Your Heart. Let's make a tropical tumbler today. We're going to start out with a 20-ounce skinny, and I'm just going to use a sanding block I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to sand it down real good, wipe it down with some alcohol, and then I'm going to prime it with Prime Time and a fluffy makeup brush. In my experience with Prime Time, I have found that the thicker the coat that I put on and the more even the coat is that I put on the actual tumbler before I move on to the next step, the better the outcome of using this as my base primer. Once that's dry, I'm going to move on to the next step. My glitter choice right now is going to be the Glitter Guy Pinkle, and I'm going to use the glitter glue as my adhesive today, and we're going to go full coverage, top to bottom, side to side with this one glitter color. As with any adhesive layer you use, you want to make sure that you get it nice and even, and you want to do your best to not have any lines or stripes or bald spots because that will show up under your glitter. And like I said before, we're going full coverage, top to bottom, side to side with this super bright pink. This is the point in the design that I have decided to go astray from what I was going to originally do. So I'm going to use Expo from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm going to try to waterfall it, I guess, from the top of the cup. So I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it further down the cup than what I want my glitter to fall, and that is just so we don't get that abrupt line of glitter. We want this to kind of blend a little bit. We are not going for a full on ombre. I just want to get a little bit of dimension and a little something extra to this cup. For the glitter application, we want to go full coverage at the very top rim, and we're going to turn our cup almost vertical and still aim for almost that top rim and just let it kind of fall how it wants. You're going to see that we still have plenty of that Mod Podge at the very bottom, and that's how you want it to look so you don't have that solid line. We're going to get a layer of epoxy on this cup, and we're going to move on to this transparent sheet of vinyl, semi-transparent, sorry, from BAMF Custom Creations, and we're going to wrap the entire tumbler in this piece of vinyl. I am going to go in and do my little rough measurements here just so I can get about how much I need. We're still going to end up having to do a little trimming, and that's okay. Once I get my marks made, I'm going to use my paper trimmer and cut off exactly what I need. We are going to use the hinge method to get this applied to our cup, and then we're going to check out our handiwork and see what we can do next. When I pull back my little piece of backing for the hinge method, you're going to see that the actual design is printed on white ink, and that's what makes this semi-transparent, because everywhere that is not a design is going to be clear, so that glitter that we have put on is going to show up. So like I said, we're going to use the hinge method, get it on as best we can, and we're going to move on to the next step. Now that we've got the vinyl on, I'm going to go in and use my little edge trimmer tool here, and it's just on the lowest setting, and I'm going to go along the bottom rim and the top rim with the exact same setting, and I'm just going to get off that excess vinyl so we don't have any of those creases or bumps that like to poke up whenever we have vinyl hanging over the edge. Once I'm happy with all my edging, I'm going to move on to the next step. And for me, that is just some stickers or decals, whatever you want to call them. I have gone into this original kind of tropical leaf file that I already had on Silhouette Studio, and I made outlines or offsets. And I'm going to use the offset and put on directly over the actual sheet of vinyl. There is no more epoxy on this tumbler just yet. And I'm going to just kind of sporadically put these on where I want them, what makes me happy when I look at it. And then I'm going to get a layer of epoxy over these offset decals. This is one of those steps that you can just do whatever feels right. You can put these wherever you want them. You can put the entire leaf on the tumbler. You can have it hanging off the bottom, hanging off the top. You can put them upside down, right side up. However you feel that it looks the best to you, that's what you want to do. This is your art, so make it how you want. You don't want to go for perfection, but you do want to go for balance, and you want to go for what makes it pleasing to your eye because you're making it. Once you're happy with how that looks, go ahead and get a layer of epoxy to get everything nice and smooth, and you want all that vinyl sealed in. Now the vinyl we are using is the exact same that we cut the offsets of, and these will show any imperfection that is underneath that decal. This vinyl is very shiny and super reflective, and it will show everything, so you want it as smooth as possible. I'm going to go in and just place a few of these leaves here and there on the tumbler, just wherever I think it looks good. And then I'm going to epoxy the entire tumbler until smooth. And here we go. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.